1780, 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Welcome to Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio Network. We're also heard on the American Forces Network, and if you want to find us on Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. We got a Friday afternoon here. We're heading into the big weekend after that unbelievably Eli-like game last night that we loved, except for the under. You know, we took a bad beat on that. But I have Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick with me, as usual, here today. Guys, what do you think about that fiasco last night in New York?
That was a big loss for us. For me, it was. I don't know about you, Rick, but that under was a big bet for me. And the frustrating thing was the game was totally an under game, except for the result. The game was played like an under. That turnover in the first minute of the game really stinks. But, man, I don't know what to say. Hopefully that's the last we'll see of Eli forever. That guy owes me a lot of money.
I think the only good news, sorry to interrupt you, Brian, but I think the only good news in that game was the second half was able to stay under, and the Giants at least, stayed out of the end zone in that final drive. And fortunately, they never got the ball back except with like a minute left at their own 10-yard line. So overall, yeah, we were disappointed losing the game under, but at least we got the second half under. We had some live betting under, so overall it wasn't that bad of a result, except for the teasers. The teasers was really what hurt the most.
Yeah,
we wiped out a lot of teasers in that game. I would say if you bet the rookie of the year and you're holding a ticket on Saquon Barkley, that's probably a pretty good bet at this point. I mean, despite the fact that the Giants looked atrocious, he looked amazing. I got to think wouldn't you say, Rick, he's the clear favorite for rookie of the year at this point?
I mean, Calvin Ridley has had a pretty impressive start too. It seems like every game he's getting at least 1 or 2 touchdowns. So it's hard to go against either one of those guys. And of course, Baker Mayfield, we know at the end of the year will probably end up being rookie of the year.
Good point.
Yeah, guys, and really, really quick. I mean, you know how when you go to the doctor, you say, "Doctor, it hurts when I go like that." He goes, "Don't go like that." How often? Oh shoot, we got 20 seconds. We gotta, guys, we gotta get ready to take a break. Let's come back. We'll start off with this game. It's Fifth Street Sports, Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick.
And the punchline to that joke, obviously, right?
Right. Don't go like that. You know what I mean? That's
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Hi, guys. We're back here, Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline, SB Nation Radio Network. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Guys, we ended up the little short opening here, and we started with the game last night. Now, we all know when these lines move for no apparent reason, there wasn't no significant injuries or super crazy weather. On how it's always wrong, especially in the NFL. When this game went from a 3.5 down to a pick for a second there, and especially when the public is on a dog, we know that they always lose. They seem to always lose these games. That's why when it went to pick, I called my partner Chris, and I said, Chris, can you believe this game's pick? He said, Frank, that's enough. Ship it, and we bet the Eagles. Now, how isn't that every single time that we know this, we still don't, like, we still almost like, we know it and we don't believe it, and we should have really just bet the living crap out of these Eagles last night. I mean, really, come on, fellas, come on.
You're asking the wrong guy. I was loaded up with teasers that involved the Giants, but yeah, great learning moment, I suppose.
But I mean, teasers are different, Brian. Teasers are just like a mathematical formula. You don't really, you're going to take the 8.5, 7.5. But as far as as soon as this game went from 3.5 to pick, mm-hmm. and everybody's on a dog, they're usually always wrong no matter what. But when they're on a dog, they're completely wrong. I swear I went just on feeling. It just said this, not feeling, but I went just on the thing and said, that's it. We're just gonna bet Philadelphia. Hey, you got one here from Kurt Morgan, Brian. Why don't you read that one?
So my screen kind of chops off a bunch of them. It looks like he likes Vandy, which I don't mind Vandy this week. LSU, I think we all love LSU. Memphis, that's a match. Strongest play. Hey, stick around to the third segment. We're going to do our pick segment in the third segment, Kurt. But I can tell you one of those plays will be there for sure.
I like two of them. I like LSU and Memphis. Rick, what about you?
I like LSU also.
Rick, yeah. This is right in your wheelhouse. What do you got for Kurt on those three?
We all agreed on LSU, both as a straight up dog and a money line dog. We did that in our dog pound segment. I had picked Memphis in my dog pound segment to win outright, so I completely love that play too. The only one of those three that I'm not in love with, and actually I've seen money on the other side, is Vanderbilt. I think the Gators are getting better. I think Gators -7 is actually a little light, and I might be inclined to take the Gators there if I have to have a bet in that game. But I do love two of those three, and the third one I would probably incline to be on the other side.
That LSU game is going to be nuts. I would love to be at that game. I can only imagine what that's like. Kurt, I wonder, would you be willing to concede that LSU is in fact the true Death Valley, or are you like most Clemson fans and insist that Clemson is the actual Death Valley? I've been to games at both places, both incredible atmospheres, but I think LSU might be the most incredible atmosphere in all of football, especially what time of day is the Georgia game this week, Rick?
It's a 3:30 CBS game.
It's 3:30. Okay, so you don't get the full effect. The real Yeah, the real experience, I think, for a Baton Rouge game is the Baton Rouge night games. They're absolutely off the charts. But yeah, I agree. Vandy's the play of those that I would be the least enthusiastic with. But I love Memphis. We'll probably hear a little bit more about Memphis on the show, and we all like LSU. Interestingly, LSU, for a team that's knocked down almost outside of the top 20, they totally control their own destiny. If they run off a win on Saturday against Georgia and then manage to beat Alabama on November 3rd, here's a team that actually could find its way back into the BCS. But that's a pretty tall task.
Sure. Hey, guys.
What did you guys –
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask – I know the weather was supposed to be pretty horrific last night. From what I could tell, it didn't seem like it was that big of a factor. I didn't think the rain was I thought it was basically, it looked kind of misty and foggy, but it didn't look like rain was really an issue last night.
It was perfect weather. But speaking of that, I was just thinking of something. Okay, let's just say that we're voting for Eli into the Hall of Fame. Oh, no, Clemson is the original Death Valley. Okay, well, there you go, Kurt.
I thought we'd get that.
Hey, now let's just say that it was Eli's turn to get voted into the Hall of Fame, and we were the last three writers. It was our 3 votes, and he needed 2 out of 3 to get in. Right now, if after this season, especially the last 2 or 3 gross years, this Eli guy is just really, I don't know. If we had to vote right now, yes or no for the Hall of Fame, and he needed 2 out of 3 of us, I know my vote already. Would you guys vote this Eli into the Hall of Fame? Brian, what do you think?
I would personally love to be that no vote. No, I don't like him. He's never done any favors for me. He's been my Gary Payton, as Brian likes to say. I would gladly be like the tie-breaking no vote. I honestly don't think he deserves to be in there. He's probably going to be in there because he's in New York. He's won 2 Super Bowl rings. He's Peyton's brother. But I don't think his stats are worthy. I don't think he's got the heart to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a true NFL Hall of Fame quarterback.
I would vote for Eli for the Hall of Fame of funny commercials, but not of the NFL. I love his commercials. It's some of the best commercials over the years. So he gets my vote for that, but not for the NFL Hall of Fame.
Me too. So right now for the 3 amigos here on 5th Street Sports, Eli, you're getting 3 no's. Because I think the Hall of Fame is supposed to be something really special and spectacular, like you were super outstanding. I know he had those 2 Super Bowls, and take away that Juravicious catch and then that other miracle catch, and he's 0-2 in the Super Bowl. That's the difference. And so besides that, sorry, Eli, come back in a few years. Maybe you can get a lot more other voters, but you're not getting in on this ballot. That's my take on that. I mean, last night was just. I hope it shows these people when they want to go nuts on Eli and take an NFL Thursday night game from a 3.5 to a pick. They got their ass handed to them as they're supposed to.
True. Well,
I think it's time for the Giants to go in another direction.
I totally agree.
But look at Brian, Rick. He's got that Giants chirp. He's got a ton of action anti-Giants.
That's true. That's true. I booked a lot of Giants features this year, so I was really nervous when the year started. I had so many people, both sharps and squares, in love with the Giants. You would have thought that was like free money betting Giants futures, and I took a lot of it. So at 1-5, I think I can start spending that money now. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah. Go ahead to put your feet up and say, give the wife the American Express black cards and let her go for it. Hey, you know what I was going to ask you though, Brian. Now it's going to be mid-October. This is getting right around your sweet spot. You know what I mean? Because that means that the weather is starting to come around, and you just triggered me asking you this by that Giants weather thing. What do you got on tap here for the Mother Nature this weekend?
So there's some really interesting games in terms of rain. There's a really interesting game with Ole Miss and Arkansas. They're playing the game in Little Rock, which if you follow college football, you know that a lot of schools like Arkansas had these kind of second cities for home games. In the case of Arkansas, it was Little Rock. They now only play 1 game a year there, and there's a lot of pressure to get these games out of Little Rock. So the criteria that they've established is they have to get 45,000 people in the stands. And if they don't, that kind of opens the gate towards moving all of the games to Fayetteville. And as luck would have it for the city of Little Rock, it's going to be pouring tomorrow. It's like 100% chance of rain. It's going to rain throughout the day. So don't count on a lot of walk-ups for the game tomorrow. That's going to be a game that gets a lot of rain. You know, though I'm more into wind than I am into rain. So in terms of games that have a lot of wind, there's a couple of MAC games that should be pretty windy.
Well, Brian, hold that. Hold those games up because we're about 10 seconds away from commercial. This is going to be beautiful. When we come back here, folks.
Suspense.
Yes, it is, because these are real profit situations. Brian's going to really be giving you the wind is the answer here, you guys. We're going to be right back. This is Frank, Oklahoma Brian, and Florida Rick, 5th Street Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Where we
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Rebuild or replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your manufacturer's warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-222-2313 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, a Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-222-2313. That's 800-222-2313. 800-222-2313. Cancellation fee may apply, subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies, but you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to call InventHelp for free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
Hey guys, we're back here on Fifth Street Sports. We might have had a little technical glitch there about, a 1 minute thing. Probably weren't coordinating with the station. So if you were bored there for a minute, forgive us. We're on Sports Byline, SB Nation Radio Network. Guys, we just barely got to the thing because, we have a very profitable segment over here. It's the old Bob Seger song, Against the Wind, which Brian, that's his favorite because there's a few win matchups this week. So Brian or Rick, why don't you guys tell us about some of these potential little profit angles we have going on?
Well, these aren't what I would consider to be the A-plus win games. We'll get those when we get into late October. We'll start to get the 20 to 25 mile an hour wins, which is really, that's what we're looking for those. There's a couple of games that are decent this week. I wouldn't put a huge play on them, but in terms of wind, Western Michigan at Central Michigan is going to have a decent amount of wind. Looks like it's going to be 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts of 20. So that's worth a few points if you can play the under at a good number. Also, Eastern Michigan at Ball State is going to have a similar wind situation. A couple smaller ones. Baylor at Texas, Illinois at Wisconsin, and Georgia Southern at New Mexico State, which, gosh, what an ugly game that's going to be. Although I guess Georgia Southern does run a decent amount. By the way, I watched this. Talk about torture. I can't believe this was on TV. Liberty at New Mexico State was actually on TV last week. Little Jim, that was. I watched the game, and at halftime, I swear I'm not making this up, the New Mexico State band comes out, and they were wearing street clothes, playing their instruments, just like regular clothes. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I'll tell you what, though, speaking of weather, there is one interesting weather game. I wouldn't consider – it's not going to be windy. It is going to rain, and it's that NFL game in London with Oakland and Seattle. It's going to be misty, like typical London weather, raining throughout the game, which is this kind of brings up one of my favorite topics, a fetish, if you will. I don't know if, Frank, you got any fetishes do you want to share?
Yeah, but they got nothing to do with guys in uniform.
Okay. I know Rick has midgets. That's the only one I know of with Rick.
Well, besides that, the whiteout conditions are something we dream about. We get a few every year. And if I'm right, I think Bryce said that we're actually going to have our first snow game this year on Sunday. Is that what you're saying, Bryce?
It looks like the Rams, like the Rams at Denver is going to have snow. It's going to be pretty darn cold, too. That's actually a game that will also come up in the third segment, I think. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. A lot of sharp money on one side of that game. And actually relates to another game, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, one of my fetishes is I love one-off games that are being played in a weird neutral site where you have to kind of factor in the environmental conditions, travel, things like that, a weird time zone. So this is a interesting game. We've been playing it for over 10 years now, the NFL games in London. But one really interesting aspect of this game, and we'll see it again in about a month when the Chiefs and the Rams play in Mexico City at extremely high altitude, is the decision of when a coach decides to take his team. When do you travel when you have to go to a crazy one-off location? In the case of this game, there's been a lot of disagreements over the year. Some coaches like to get there early in the week and do their preparation in London. Other coaches like to try to make it a normal week and get to London kind of at the last possible second. So this year we see Pete Carroll going relatively early in the week. I think he left on, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday to go to London, whereas Gruden and the Raiders tried to make this a normal week, and they're not leaving until Friday to go to, till today to go to London. So if I were coaching a team, I would be inclined to go early. It seems like historically those are the teams that have the most success. But I will say, in terms of handicapping this game, this is one of the rules you can put in the book of simple handicapping that works. The steam is remarkably strong on these London games. You wake up on Sunday morning and see that a game is moved in a particular direction. That direction is usually the winning side, because these neutral site games typically are not close. Wouldn't you agree with that, Rick?
Yeah, it's rare to get a really good game on these London or Mexico games. Even when the Bills were used to play in Toronto, those games were never close. It's something to do with just these neutral sites. Someone shows up and someone doesn't. And more often than not, the steam is correct. So in a rare instance, I would say that don't really worry about the number you're going to get in these particular games, because I can't even remember the last time one of these games landed on the number or even a point away. So, just go with whatever the sharp sider is. Not for, even if you don't see sharp accounts, just wherever you see this, the line is moved, stick with that direction, and you're going to be right more often than not.
Yeah, but Rick, doesn't that fly into it contradicts like Brian's saying? Like he's saying these are difficult games. The travel arrangements, the inclement weather, all kinds of situations. Isn't it the same for both teams? So why would one team be so much more outstanding than the other team? Because you say they're not close.
Well, look at the time zones involved. Just say when your body's traveling, 7 or 8 time zones, it's hard to acclimate. So if you can,
but both of them have to acclimate. But both of them have to acclimate.
Okay, so here let me use another example. Okay, the Mexico City game, which is coming up. I said in a month, right? Mexico City is about 7,200 feet of elevation, so it's even higher than Denver, which is around 5,200 feet. This game has a really interesting travel component. In fact, our story came out this week that both teams involved this year, both the Rams and the Chiefs, contacted the NFL and asked for permission, or asked to have their game against the Broncos scheduled in the week right before the Mexico City game, which was sneaky but never had a chance. There's no way the NFL is going to give one team such a huge advantage. But your body, it's a shock to go play a game at that kind of altitude, or in the case of London, to be playing in a time zone that's so foreign. So anything you can do to give yourself a competitive edge over your opponent, to get there early, to get your body acclimated, be on a normal sleep schedule, if you can do it better than your opponent, that's an advantage to you. Last year in this Mexico game, the Mexico game is tough because the simple answer would be, we'll go to Mexico City on a Monday and just acclimate for the whole week. But the problem is the pollution is so horrible. Whatever you're gaining in getting there early, you're losing in terms of the pollution. You can't really push your team as hard. So leave it to Belichick and the Patriots. He did something ingenious last year. He figured out Colorado Springs is about the same elevation as Mexico City. He took his team to Colorado Springs on Monday. They trained the entire week at 7,000 feet elevation, and then right at game time, they traveled to Mexico City at the last second. So he had, in terms of the white blood cells or whatever it is that goes on with high elevation, he had that accounted for. The sleeping was, his team was able to sleep at a high elevation, and they were able to avoid the pollution, as opposed to his opponent last year, the Raiders, who tried to roll into town at the last second, and they were gassed. And even though they were a much younger team, it showed on the field. The Patriots were much more prepared to play that game. So, that's it's a big factor. Now, when you played highlight, did you ever play in Mexico City?
No, I didn't play. I played in Tijuana, Reno, which is a little bit higher, but I was 17, 18 years old. And in Las Vegas, I trained in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and in Hialeah, Florida, at Miami on 73rd Street. But what was I going to say is, but you know what I'm wondering though, with 1 or 2 games being so precious in the win column in the NFL, besides Rick's idea of having like an analyst guy, that can make the calls and not blow the clock when you got games won, wouldn't it be like good to have like a great travel agent coach?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? So a lot of teams, the NBA, it's a much bigger deal because the travel is so intense in the NBA, but there's actually a sleep specialist who's been consulting I'm not making this up, who's consulting to the NBA. Google her if you want to. Her name is Sherry Ma. She's got a Twitter account that gets a lot of following, and she goes through the NBA and she basically identifies games that are what she calls scheduled losses. The travel is so brutal that you really don't have a chance. And these games move like a full point and a half. We'll talk about it when we get into basketball season.
Yeah, we gotta take a break. We'll be right back. It's Florida Rick, Oklahoma Brian, and Frank on 5th Street Sports. Don't go anywhere. The Pick 100 contest will be right back.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Guys, we're back on 5th Street Sports here. We're on the Sports Byline SB Nation Radio Network and on the American Forces Network. Also on Facebook.com/5th Street Sports Talk. Don't forget about Twitter at 5th Street Sports and also our website at 5thstreetsports.com. Well, it's Friday, and you know what happens Friday? That's when the gloves got to come off. And now, here we go. Here we go, guys. Let's get ready to rumble because it's time for the Pick 100 contest at 5th Street Sports. Brian now has a commanding 3-game lead, okay? Now, I don't know if you're going to see the cream start rising to the top here at about this week or next week. I really like my picks this week. The cream should start coming to the top because right now I'm trying to get a big, juicy price against Brian, which everybody thinks with the 3-game lead he should be like minus 230. This is when I'm really liking it because if you ever seen the movie Seabiscuit, how I'm going to come in on the end and take over. But it is our pick 5. And we also have an extra bonus for you guys because Florida Rick puts in his 5 that you should write down. It's really good stuff. You maybe should want to make plays on them. So, Rick, we're going to let you go first.
Okay. Just one game, right, Frank?
No. You got to pick. Oh yeah, one at a time. But you got to pick 5.
Right.
You got to pick 5.
That's what I meant. Okay, my first pick is a play I actually talked about on Wednesday when we were in the Dog Pound, and that is game 176, Iowa State. Plus the 6.5. I think if you wait, you probably will see a couple 7s showing up tomorrow morning. I think Iowa State is in this game the whole way. I fully expect them to cover and kind of think they're going to win this game at home. It's going to be a great atmosphere in Ames. I love taking the home dog here. I think Brian agreed with me on this one, and I can't wait for this game. This is a big play for me. Iowa State 176 plus 6.5, and hopefully 7 tomorrow.
You know what, Rick? I am writing this down because you've been pretty good on this stuff. Okay, Brian, it looks like since you have a 3-game lead, I got the button. I get to go first, right? I just want you to know right now, okay, that I've had a triple shot Americano. I've had my sleeves rolled up, been doing a lot of homework, okay? Just, because next week at this time, you should not have that little grin on your face when I start getting real close, if not overtake you. Here we go.
Do I need a urine sample from you?
Here we go, brother. All right. I'm going to go with game 145, Kent State, plus 11. This team's at home. I think they're a very, very underrated team, and 11 points to me is extremely high. I made the game 4 when it came out with 11. I put him as my top pick.
Interesting. Plus 11. Kent State can't read, can't write, can't cover. Well, maybe they can. 11. We'll see. I don't hate the play. I know Rick likes that play a lot. I am going to start off with a play that I'm picking solely because this is the most. I've seen this play in so many accounts this week of sharp guys. This might be the most consensus sharp play that I've seen in a long time. I expect this line to move pretty hard tomorrow. It's 126 Illinois plus 10.5. I'm just following all the smart kids here.
All right, Rick, you're up. Rick, you're on deck, buddy. You're at the plate.
All right. My second pick is going to be a shout out to my buddy Andrew in North Carolina. He's got to be the biggest East Carolina fan anywhere in the league. Definitely the most I've ever met. And East Carolina this weekend is 16. Another play game on Wednesday, 16 at home against Houston Saturday night in Greenville. Another game that East Carolina's coming off a horrible performance last week by Temple. But Houston always struggles in these spots. East Carolina typically comes back the next week, especially at home, night game. I love the getting 16 here, and I think they're going to be in it the whole way. I think it's a good shot, taking shot in the dark at plus 600, 650 money line too.
Wow, so there you go, East Carolina from Rick. All right, Brian, here. I sold one of your little sweethearts here, baby. Game 152, I'm taking Liberty plus 10. Now, they're at home. This team's been very choppy. I call them one of the schizo teams this year. But I'm going to go ahead with Liberty plus 10 as my second choice.
Yeah, I consider that game. So I like that game. I'm going to stick with a team that's been really good to me this year. And I think they're getting better with each week. Although I know in that team, by the way, is 130 Georgia Tech laying 2.5. They're playing a Duke team that's been really good against the option. Cutcliffe's always been a great coach at defending the option. They held Army to a relatively modest amount of yards earlier this year, but I still like Georgia Tech, and I'm laying the 2.5.
Okay, Rick, you're up.
Okay, my third play of the week is actually a play I stole from Bry's dog pound on Wednesday. I kind of kidnapped one of your puppies.
Well, you guys
Hope
can't
he doesn't
help
mind.
yourselves. You guys just can't help yourselves with these thieving going on, right?
Unfortunately, I was going to play this either way, but Brian did give it out. So he gave it out early in the week, someone to give it to him as his pick. But now it's my pick. So I'm taking game 168, Arkansas at home, getting 6.5 against Ole Miss, another night game in Little Rock, as Brian already mentioned. We have the rain pouring down. It's great getting points, in these bad weather games because they typically are low scoring. So again, you probably can wait till Saturday and get a touchdown, or maybe get a cheap buy to set the -15 or so. And I think Arkansas has turned the corner. I believe they're gonna win this game, and I surely think they're gonna cover the 6.5 or 7 if you can get it.
Guys, here's my. I gotta call an audible here on my third one because I just noticed that when I took it, I had 179 Nebraska plus 4.5. Now the game's 3, so I don't. You know what, Andrew? I don't think I should be allowed to use this one because I'm gonna skip this game. I got to take it off because you guys, it's kind of a little bit unfair. I know you guys wouldn't think twice about it and steal that 1.5. I don't do that. So I'm gonna jump over to my fourth pick and then come back. I'm gonna go with 203 Hawaii plus 11.
I like it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't disagree with that play.
Now you're up.
Now I'm up. Okay, so in the theme of your Liberty pick, I'm going to go to the Liberty Bowl and take a Memphis team that is, I think, in a pretty good position to win this game. They're getting 4.5. I think they're going to win outright. The public is betting UCF like it's free money. I think last I saw UCF was about 80% public. I know Kurt earlier in the show mentioned he likes Memphis, and I don't disagree. I like Memphis plus 4.5. It's a pretty big bet for me this week.
Okay, Rick, you're next. I'm writing your stuff down because I'm going to be betting it. So I hope you're doing well. You're usually on your game. What's your next pick?
All right, Frank. Well, this one is another one I really love. It's game 115, Louisville getting 13 against Boston College. Early Saturday afternoon start. Louisville looked so atrocious last week, but they were playing Georgia Tech. As Brian asked, either you stop the option or you're not going to stop the option. Louisville had no clue how to stop the option. Now they're going against a pro-style offense, not really explosive. The fact they're getting 13 here is pretty much, just because of last week's performance. I believe this will be a close game. I think Louisville shows up after last week. I don't think Boston College is good ever covers a big number. So the fact they're getting 13 here is a bonus. I think this game is more along the lines of a 7 or 8 point favorite. I love Louisville getting the 13 on the road.
Okay, now Andrew, let's interchange my fourth game because I just can't do it. Because the line's too far off. I'm gonna switch out Nebraska, my game 179, for 207 Wyoming plus 17.5. I think Fresno State has caught a tremendous amount of breaks. This one, my friend, I did it in your style. I robbed this one from Brian, baby, because no, 17.5 on Wyoming. So this one I actually stole from your notes, and that's the way it goes, baby. Everybody can wear a ski mask around here. So I'm going to take Wyoming plus 17.5.
I really like this play. I think they can win this game. Yeah, good play. Again, this was almost on my list. I had about 10 games. I had.
Jeez, I'm sorry to hear that.
Short list.
I'm real sorry to hear that.
Okay, I'm going to go to the NFL now with my fourth pick. Take game 270. This is a game that I think the Broncos win this game outright. I know we all acknowledge how great the Rams are. They're the most impressive team in football, but enough is enough. This game's going to be a very difficult spot for the Rams to win. I think the Denver rush is going to be hard for them to stop. The game's going to be played in cold weather. It's going to be snowing. Elevation is going to be a factor with a team coming from sea level. I just, I know Denver's going to be in this game, at the very end. And worst case scenario, I'll take the backdoor cover. But 7 points is way too many points for the Rams to be laying on the road in the spot. So Denver Broncos game 270 +7.
Okay, Mr. Rick, your fifth pick here.
All right, this is a game that was mentioned. It was either Billy Donlin or somebody else mentioned this game on Wednesday, or maybe it was yesterday. It's game 118, Virginia getting 6.5 at home against Miami.
I think it's 7.
Another night game.
You might be getting.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm
just
using the current line. Okay.
You
so
guys,
even better.
We got to get our line service working here while we do this. Okay, let's go with.
Well, anyway, it's 6.5 for 7, and I'm sure by tomorrow you'll be able to find
6.5. 6.5. We can't give you the 7.
Yeah, I saw 6.5 too, but I'm sure if you look enough, there'll be a book out there with 7. But for the most part, I love the fact Virginia's getting 6.5 at home. Saturday night, Charlottesville, great atmosphere. I think Miami had a really tough game last week. They squeaked a win out in the last few minutes. They just want to get out of Charlottesville with the win. They'll be happy to walk out of here with a 1, 2, 3 point win. I'm not even sure they're going to get that. I'm taking Virginia plus 6.5, and hopefully tomorrow we'll find a 7.
Okay, now here comes my fifth pick. Now I want you guys to all take notice on this, because there's a lot of times that people ask you, like, do you know where you were when JFK got shot? Do you know where you were when the towers got hit on 9/11? If you notice our fifth pick, I'm taking Dallas +3. It's opposing heads up against Brian's Jacksonville. And if you notice up on the screen, he's got a 3-game lead. So what you're going to see over here is you're going to see when this thing turned around completely is right at this Dallas game. So at the end of the year, when I should win this by, between 4 to 6 games, but you're going to see when the turning point was right at this time. Dallas +3 opposing Brian. So you'll know when the Fifth Street contest turned, you'll know that it was October 12th at 1:53 Pacific Standard Time when this thing turned.
This is like your Alamo, right?
That's right, baby.
The bad news is they actually lost the Alamo, so that doesn't foreshadow well for you. Your game number should be 272, I believe. Oh, that.
Oh yeah, 272. Dallas +3. Strap in, baby, because when this game gets blown out, you're gonna get that queasy feeling. Have you ever had that queasy feeling at the crap table when you have a ton of thing and then the 7 comes out? And you go, oh.
I always thought it was because I had too many Heinekens, but it's possible.
So, Brian, you got 20 seconds. Give out your Jacksonville, just to be official.
Well, yeah, just because I'm against you, and I know this is too good a Jacksonville team to lose 2 in a row. So, Jacksonsville -3, easy money, and it's against Frank.
Thank you very much. Just wait, guys. We'll be right back for our in 3 minutes. It's Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick with Frank. Stay tuned.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing new author submission kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host that can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
Welcome back to Fifth Street Sports. We just ran through our contest. I'm Frank Perez. I went with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Just gave out our picks contest for the thing, and then I was going to, I was really thinking about things, especially this Billy Donnellan. That last week, he was chirping over here that I went 0-5 and everything. Billy, I sure hope. Well, speaking of Billy Donnellan, here he comes. I'm definitely taking Jacksonville in all my teasers. I love this. You're going to get, buddy, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to punish you guys. You can't get a teaser big enough that you're going to lose this game by. Because, Billy, this week you're going to get punished. You're going to get taken out to the woodshed. And if I were you right now, I would start shopping for really inexpensive payday loan companies if you're going to take this Jacksonville along with Brian. Because the whoop-ass is going to begin Sunday afternoon for you boys. That's all I got to say, Brian. What about you?
I love Jacksonville, and if I could bet totals, I would have used the under on this game. I absolutely love the under on this Jacksonville-Dallas game. I expect it to close in the high 30s. It's 41 now. Early Christmas present to anyone that wants it. Get it on under 41 now on Jacksonville. It's coming.
Rick, I like your picks, buddy. Run all five really quick. We only got a minute or so. Run all five because people are charting this down.
Okay, 138 East Carolina plus 16, 176 Iowa State plus 6.5, 168 Arkansas plus 6.5, 118 Virginia plus 6.5, 115 Louisville plus 13. As you see, we're pretty much all dog players over here. So yesterday was a tough show, but I do like those favorites when the public's on the dog.
Do we have Billy's 3 plays? Is he trying to or
No,
Jimbo,
Billy won the shirt. I think Nick just ordered it for him, and we got to get Jimbo's size and address.
He doesn't have a chance to upgrade to the bigger stuffed animal if he gets all 3 again this week.
No, but later on after the 50-yard line on the contest, we're going to offer another really good contest. Okay. Oh, guys, you know what? We're running out of time. Geez, we had a great show, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you wrote down all of Rick's picks. You got Brian's and mine. Thank you for listening all week. It's Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, Frank Perez, Fifth Street Sports. We'll be back Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great weekend.